What up, what up, what up? Welcome. It's your boy DJ Mike Marvelous of Marvelous DJs Cheat Code. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back to another episode of Cheat Code. Today we're going to get into how do you adjust the start and end point in your samples inside of Serato. So your drops, your samples, I know you can just take a file and drop it in there and then hit a button and it plays, but how do you adjust the length of what plays inside of that sample? I'm going to show you today on today's Cheat Code. So welcome back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. All right, so here's the problem, right? So samples in Serato, you can drop the sample in, but sometimes you want to be able to trim the beginning or the end of that sample so you get a clean sample. Here's really what got me to doing this cheat code, right? My actual drop. So I'm gonna let you hear it and I'm gonna point when I let you hear the defect or when you hear the defect. Watch. So this is my problem.
Ooh, marvelous.
Did you hear that click, that pop at the end? When I play my sample, that pop shows up in all of my mixes. I'm tired of it. Let's fix it. Okay, so here we are in Serato, right? Like I said, I have this click or this pop that you can hear when I play my samples, right? And I'll just play the actual sample. I created this sample, so of course it has defects in it. It didn't used to, so I don't know where this popping came from, but it's there. So I'll play it again.
Ooh, marvelous.
Right there at the end, it does this popping noise. And I don't like that to be played. And even if I jump to my samples, as you can see in my samples here, if I play it in my samples, so that you could do, right, where I got to hold it down.
Ooh, marvelous.
And I can let it go. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to hold my samples down. This one will allow me to stop it at a certain point so I can hit it.
Ooh, marvelous.
And then stop it again, but I don't want to do that either. All I want to do is be able to hit my sample.
Ooh, marvelous.
And it stops on its own, right? And this may also help those that might have a piece of like a song or a part that they're trying to sample and they don't necessarily want to go through the production part of it to trim off those pieces. So you can actually do this inside a Serato DJ. So let me show you. So it's kind of hidden. You kind of got to know where it is. I like mine, like I said, I like my samples to be able to, you hit the cue button, it plays and it stops on its own. That's what I like it to be. You got to hit the gear. So first, let me start all the way over for my newbies, right? In order to get to your samples, you got to come up top here to this bullhorn. You hit the bullhorn and your samples will pop up. If you don't have any samples, you can then start dropping samples into these banks or these ports, as you can see, right? So this is if I touch the sample button on my controller, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top. Then it starts on the bottom with 5, 6, 7, and 8. But you also have extended banks. So maybe depending on the event, I might have, 8 other pads or 8 other samples for that event. I used to do wheelchair basketball, and every time somebody would score, I would hit like the Mario coin sound. So I had a bank specifically for that event because I just use different sounds. I don't use that coin sound when I'm DJing in a club or a party. So this is my main bank that I use. So this is what I'll show you, but that's how you can drop your samples in. The item here, the main item here is this, right? And you may not see all of these. I'm gonna try and pick one. All of mine have cues on it. So you're gonna see at least a Q1. You have a start menu and a Q1 selection. So this is where you want how you want that sample to be played or when you want it to start, right? At the start of the actual sound or at the first cue. And you can adjust that per sample, right? Depending on the sample, you can say, hey, I want it at the cue or I want it at the start. Looks like I have mine mostly starting at the cue, right? But for this particular one, I don't want it to start at the cue. I also don't want it to start at start. I want it to do something else. And this is where you can trim the beginning and the end because my defect is at the end of the sample. So let me show you how to do that. So I had to go find the actual track or sample and I had to load that track or sample up into Serato as if I'm gonna play the song, right, or play a sample, right? So in that, I have my cue points set, and that is where this menu is coming from. It's coming from my actual cues set on the actual track.
Marvelous.
Right? So that's 1, 2, and 3, right? So because you can do this, you can also set a parameter of where you or how you want that sound to sound like. And the parameter, the way to set the parameter is through looping. Okay, so what we need to do in order to set the parameter for this sample is you got to use a loop, right? So you use the loop function. So I'll play it because it's less than 60 seconds or something. It won't auto loop. So I got to manually do the in and out. So I'll do you press the in button first to set the beginning of the loop. You hit play and then set out when you want it to end. So that's how you set your loops.
Ooh, marvelous. Ooh, marvelous.
All right. So I've now set my loop so that clicking at the end will not be heard. So if I lock this, now that I have my loop set, if you don't have these settings, you got to click on one of these 4 items on the left-hand panel, and I'm going to lock this loop in. Once I'm done that, I'm going to take the loop, drop it into my sample bank. I'm going to go to the gear. I can see that it's going to work because now the gear inside of my sample, it shows the actual loop. So now I go to the listing. You now have start, Q, Q2, and then I have my loop. That's my loop 1 that I just set here. And that is how you set the parameters, because now if I go to my samples,
Ooh, marvelous.
no click. I just took that out. I just trimmed the beginning and the end of that sample.
Ooh,
So now
marvelous.
it's back to clean. All right, so I know it's a quick one. It's a cheat code. It is something that I think most people don't know how to do, right? And it took me a little bit to figure out how to do that as well. But that is where all the options are, right? If you want to set parameters for your samples without having to put it into something like Audacity or something that you can clean it up in, you can quickly do that in Serato by setting that sample rate or that auto loop and then putting it back into your sampler, and it will only play the looped portion that you specify. So that is the way you do it. I've seen a lot of questions on this. I actually had to kind of go in and really deep dive and figure it out. But there you go. That's the quick way. That's your cheat code for today. Now that you don't have to figure it out, go and trim your loops. Go and trim your samples. Go and trim your drops. Right. Go clean them up or make them better. Right. You can now pretty much sample anything now. Any track you can drop in and use that as a track as well. Listen, cheat code's growing. I appreciate each and every one of you subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all your questions, all of your, this is horribles. All of that stuff helps me. So, keep it coming. Let me know. I know this is a short, quick one. I know some of you may have already known this one, but I feel like this is not a known thing, right? How to do this, or at least how to do this quickly. Leave what else you want to hear about or see about inside of the comments. Anything else you want to learn, any quick cheat codes you may be struggling for my newbies as well as my veterans. Maybe it's something with this new equipment, new systems. It's a lot of stuff coming, man. I got some big news coming here quickly, shortly. So just stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the bell to subscribe and get the notifications for you to make sure you see and don't miss any other cheat codes. I'm telling you, we're going to do some good things here at Cheat Code. Again, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Yours truly, DJ Mike Marvelous of Marvelous DJs, Cheat Code.